So, Taco Style Sauce Reviews, episode 25. From a place called Macho Tequilas. So, I recently just reviewed their Macho Diablo burrito, which is something I've had from them a few times over the years. And I just recently reviewed it. And while I was there, I thought, let me ask them for their Verde and their Roja sauces to do a Taqueria style sauce review. It's more of a sit down restaurant with a bar than a taqueria per se, but it's not a national place. It's not super big. And their food's pretty authentic, rustic. And so I figured, you know what, this would fit in a taqueria style sauce review. And I don't know if I've ever had these. I might. I would think, I've been there a few times, a handful of times. I went with some friends one time. And then I've gone there, maybe two or three. I haven't been there more than 5 times, including the review I did of that burrito a week or so ago. So maybe I haven't. I don't know. But I thought, you know what? Let's get them. So here we go. Salsa Roja. Excuse me. Right off the first smell. Ooh. A little on the beard there, right? It's a little bit sticking around the edges. It smells really tomato forward. It's thick, but it's not texturally thick. As I'm doing that, I can see little bits and pieces, a lot of little black specks in there. I'm going to guess that's black pepper. Let's try a little bit, okay? It tastes very similar to the spicy sauce that is given and offered on their Macho Diablo burrito, but just less spicy. So it tastes almost the exact same. It just doesn't have as much spice as that sauce had. And again, that burrito was a little bit disappointing from what I've experienced with it before. Now, I don't know if they've just done less with it because it wasn't really even a wet burrito. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that review. It's there. I want to talk about these sauces, just how they are. You can taste the spices on the back end. There's just really no heat to this at all. But it's flavorful. It tastes authentic. It rages Hispanic flavors. You get the bits and pieces on the back end, a little bit of spice. It's not as tomato forward on the palate, on the flavor, as the smell. But it is just a tomato-based sauce that you get a little hint of onion, a little hint of garlic, and then on the back end, a little bit of spices. That cumin, oregano, black pepper, salt kind of spices, right? Nothing really super spicy. Smells fresh. Texturally, there's chunks of some onion I can see in there. What looks like maybe some cilantro, little bits and pieces of maybe some seed in there. So texturally, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit chunkier than the red, but still with an underlying waterness to it, pretty thin. All right, let's try it. Great color though. Has a really nice vibrant green to it. Kind of then towards leaning to like an avocado. It's hotter. Way more flavorful. It's very rare that like in these reviews, taco styles or taqueria style sauce reviews, or just sauces in general, where I like the verde more than the red. But this case, don't bother with that red sauce. Just get this, you know, it's fresh, it's vibrant. There's a lot more heat to it. Now it's not super hot, but for like a family restaurant type of thing, it's got good heat to it. I can feel my cheeks and elevating a little bit off of that. So there is a bite to it. That's something stuck in my teeth. Try a little more. We got a big chunk of onion in this one. Hopefully you can hear that. I rarely go back and watch my videos, so hopefully you could hear that. But that was just a like diced onion in there, a full-on nice chunk of a diced probably white onion. That really enhanced this and gave it a little bit of that tartness. This is delicious. This is one of the better salsa verdes from these series of taqueria style sauce reviews. Again, they date these reviews date back so long. I've had so much sauce and peppers and just things over the years. It's hard to remember everything, but I'm very rarely am I impressed by a verde sauce. It's just, I don't know why. My favorite verde sauce to date is probably the Double X Premonition from Mr. Troy Primo. Yeah, that's my favorite verde ever. Now, I haven't had them all. Again, I've mentioned this before. I need to try zombie snot, but that's craft hot sauce bottles, makers and whatnot. This is a local taqueria style sauce review. This is good. It's really good. Because for me, it has a little bit more rustic, more down home, more savory appeal than what I generally get from verdes. I like the vibrant, citrusy, sometimes sweet aspects of what verdes do offer sometimes, but I think that's what detracts me sometimes from them, because I'm not a big sweet heat guy. I like savory spice, and this is much more savory. Again, it's rich, but it lends itself more to the spices, the garlic, the onion, than it does maybe the cilantro, the lime, and the sweet aspects. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. But again, never ever do I say I'd prefer the green over the red. But in this case, it's got a nice little warmth to it. Nothing crazy. Everybody can enjoy that. Everybody in the family can enjoy that. It would have some people huffing and puffing, maybe, because there's some spice to it. For me, it's just right on the front of the palate, right on the front of the tongue, a little bit on the lips. But anyways, I got to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for burning with me, and I'll see you next time.